Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you some playoff baseball action here with the Lou Tompkins All-Star League 17 and Under Division Tournament of Champions. It is day 2 of the tournament, and today's matchup pits the hosting second-seeded Brookline team against visiting third-seeded Waltham. Brookline gets home field advantage today because they finished with a slightly better record in the regular season. Brookline went 11-3 while Waltham went 10-4. But here's the rub. 2 of those 3 losses for Brookline in the regular season came at the hands of Waltham. That's right, the lower seed today could easily be seen as the favorite as they swept Brookline in their regular season series with 2 victories, both of an identical 3-1 score. Waltham advances into the winner's bracket here following a first-round win against Reading Red 4-1, while Brookline had to go 8 innings before they could defeat 7th-seeded Belmont 2-1 on a walk-off blast off the wall by Daniel Villa that drove in Donnell O'Neill for the game-winning run. So 2 teams that had to win some low-scoring scrap matches in the first round against their lower-seeded opponents, and 2 teams that have forced each other to play some rather low-scoring games during the regular season, just to get a sense of how strong the 2 teams' defenses have been in the regular season. Between the 2 teams, there are only 3 players that have gotten more than 1 hit throughout the entire regular season series. So 2 games between Brookline and Waltham, only 1 Brookline player had more than 1 hit, and only 2 Waltham players had more than 1 hit. That's just how strong the pitching and the defense have been from these 2 teams when they faced off against each other. So on paper, this looks like it's going to be another, defensive staring contest, as it were. But we've seen our expectations be flipped before. Brookline, as I said, faced off against 7th-seeded Belmont yesterday in the first round. And for those who have been following this team all season, you know that in the regular season matchup between Brookline and Belmont, it was a slugfest that ended in a 9-7 victory for Brookline. But in yesterday's contest, both teams were struggling to get any offense going, and it ended in a 2-1 final. So we could very well see this turn into an offensive slugfest just to buck trends again. Who is to say? In the meantime, as Brookline gets ready to take the field for the top of the first inning, let's give you a rundown of the lineups. We'll start with the visitors, the 3rd-seeded Waltham. Leading off for Waltham will be the second baseman, number 23, Nick Laforest. Batting second will be the left fielder, number 2, Connor Scafiddi. Batting third, the catcher, number 5, Ian Laforest. In the cleanup spot and playing center field, number 8, Trent Fuji. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 12, John Engelhart. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 13, Dylan Mullane. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, number 11, Drew Anderson. Batting eighth and taking the mound for Waltham today, number 6, Cody Eaton. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 4, Will Curley. And then rounding out the lineup in the 10th spot, playing right field, number 3, Jamie Schumacher. So that is the starting lineup for Waltham today. Nick Laforest at second, Scafiddi in left, Ian Laforest behind the plate, Fuchi in center, Engelhart at third, Mullane at first, Anderson the extra hitter, Eaton on the mound, Curley at short, and Schumacher in right. And now the starting lineup for the hosting second seed Brookline. Leading off for Brookline and playing right field, number 0, Andrew Silverman. Batting second and playing first base, number 10, Eli Rothman. Batting third, playing left field, number 12, Daniel Villa. In the cleanup spot, playing shortstop, number 6, Jack Martel. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 11, Brage Golding. Batting sixth, the extra hitter, number 16, Jake Levin. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 9, Sam Polgreen. Batting eighth and on the mound for Brookline today, number 2, Charlie Engelman. Batting ninth and manning the spot behind the plate for Brookline today, number 17, Avery Melton. And rounding out the lineup in the 10th spot, the second baseman, number 3, Donnell O'Neill. So that is your starting lineup for Brookline today. Silverman in right, Rothman at first, Villa in left, Martel at short, Golding in center, Levin the extra hitter, Polgreen at third, Engelman on the mound, Melton at the backstop, and O'Neill at second. It's very interesting. These two teams have played each other twice. Brookline has thrown 4 different pitchers at them so far, and yet they've got a brand new pitcher to throw at them this time in Charlie Engelman. I've seen him pitch in 1 game so far this summer. He pitched well. He is a good pitcher. He's just, I believe he's on the younger side, and so he's not used as frequently. For Waltham, this will be Cody Eaton's second time on the mound. He took the hill in the second game of the regular season between these two. That one was out in Waltham. Pitched through a rainy night, went 6 innings, and gave up just 1 earned run on 2 hits, 2 walks, with 3 strikeouts. And, of course, he went on to get the win. So the Waltham pitcher has a history of success against Brookline. The Brookline pitcher, Charlie Engelman, hasn't seen the mound too frequently this season, but has a history of being an effective pitcher. We'll see what happens today. Once again, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, bringing you live coverage of this Lou Tompkins All-Star League 17 and Under Division Tournament of Champions. The winner of this contest, this tournament, this 3-day preliminary round of the tournament is double elimination and 2 wins and in, basically. There will be 4 teams that will finish with 2 wins, and they will earn a trip to the semifinals this weekend at Victory Field in Watertown. So whichever team wins today gets to take Friday off and prepare for their spot in the semis. Meanwhile, the losing team will have to battle one of the winners from the losers bracket. If they win their next game, then they will make it to the semifinals. But if they lose that 3rd game, then they will be eliminated and their season will be over. So a lot riding on this contest. A chance to go straight to the semifinals, a chance to get tomorrow off, get some rest before the semis. There's a lot on the line. Let's see what happens. Engelman taking the mound for Brookline, getting ready to start this top of the 1st inning. And leading off for Waltham will be the second baseman, number 23, Nick Laforest. Laforest has played in both games against Brookline in the regular season, and in those 2 games he had a total hitting line of 1 of 5 with a walk, 2 of 3 on stolen bases, and a run scored. First pitch from Engelman misses low and away. That's going to be ball 1. The 1-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Count is 1-1 to Laforest. The 1-1 pitch hits a hard grounder over to second, fielded by O'Neill, thrown to Rothman at first, and he's out. credit to Laforest on that one. He didn't make it a gimme. He actually made it almost a close play there at first base. It's good to see guys who are going to run out a grounder to the infield. That's the kind of hustle you want to see at this level. Now the first pitch to Connor Scafiddi is fouled off down the left side. That'll be strike one. Connor Scafiddi, the left fielder, number 2. Against Brookline this season, he is 0 for 3 with a walk, a strikeout, and a stolen base. A brief interlude there. I'm not sure what for. And Scafiddi gets a free pass to first. Did they call catcher interference on that foul ball? Yeah. Yeah, because it couldn't have been a hit by a pitch because he swung and he got contact. But whatever it is, Ian Laforest hits a grounder down the left field side. That's a foul ball. I have no idea why Scafiddi went to first. But either way, the count to Ian Laforest is now 1-1 after that high pitch. Ian Laforest, number 5, the catcher today. He's played in both games against Brookline, but only started in one of them. He is 2 for 4 with a stolen base and a run scored against Brookline. One of just 2 Waltham hitters with 2 hits against Brookline this season, and he takes strike 2. 1 out, Connor Scafiddi stands at first. Pitch. Oh, that hit him. No question about why Laforest is getting down to first this time. That one bounced off his left shoulder. So some early mistakes here for Brookline have put 2 men on with 1 out for the cleanup hitter and center fielder, number 8, Trent Fuji. First pitch to Fuchi is a strike. Fuchi against Brookline is 2 for 4 with 2 doubles, a walk, a hit by pitch, a strikeout, 4 steals, a run scored, and an RBI. So he's filled the box score against Brookline this season. A dangerous guy to have up in this situation. And that right there is exactly why. He sends a blast out to left if it stays fair. It does not. Just foul. Fuchi almost broke the game open with that swing. If that one lands fair, that's 2 runs in, no doubt about it. He gets to at least second base himself on that one, and Waltham would take a pretty significant lead. Instead, it's an 0-2 count. The pitch from Engelman. Runner takes off for third. It's a hit and run. Grounder to short. Fielded by Martel. Thrown to first. He gets Fuchi at first, but all the runners advance. So it'll be 2 down with runners at second and third for the third baseman, number 12, John Engelhart. First pitch, swung on and missed. That'll be strike 1. Count is 0-1, 2 down, 2 men in scoring position. The pitch, he slices this one foul. Count is 0-2. Engelhart in 2 games against Brookline, he is 1 for 4 with a walk, a strikeout, a stolen base, and 2 runs scored. But he's hoping to get some ribbies with this at-bat. The 0-2 pitch, he gets contact and stays alive, but the ball goes nowhere. Important to watch Avery Melton behind the plate. If anything gets past him, Waltham gets on the board. 0-2 pitch again. That one's high and outside for ball 1. Charlie Engelman, the young starter for Brookline, trying to get himself out of an early jam here in the top of the first. The 1-2. Good contact here, out to center field, being tracked by Golding. Oh, what a catch! Brage Golding was turning over one shoulder, then over another, And he managed to use that lanky build of his for a great reaching catch over his shoulder, and that ends the inning and gets Brookline out unscathed. We head to the bottom of the first scoreless, though not for a lack of threat from the Waltham offense. They put runners on second and third, thanks to my best guess is that it was called catcher interference on that foul ball by Scafiddi, and that's why they gave him first base. And then Ian Laforest had the hit by pitch. They advanced into scoring position on a ground out, but then the fly out by Engelhart, I mean, he had good contact there, and if it was placed, a little more to the left or to the right, more towards left center or right center, that was going to go for 2 runs and extra bases. But instead, it's a flyout with no runs coming in, and Brookline will now get their first chance at the plate against Cody Eaton. As I said before, Eaton has faced Brookline earlier this season. He faced them in his own neck of the woods, and he delivered in that game. 6 innings of 1-run baseball on 2 hits and 2 walks with 3 strikeouts. So he's proven effective against these Brookline hitters, but they're now getting another chance to face him. We'll see if they're able to make any adjustments. Due up for Brookline will be Silverman, Rothman, and Villa. Last time out against Eaton, Silverman went 1 for 3 with a triple and a run scored. He is the only Brookline hitter who's gotten more than 1 hit against Waltham this season. Through those 2 games, Silverman is 2 for 5 with a triple, a double, a walk, a strikeout, a stolen base, a run scored, and an RBI. Stepping to the plate now is the right fielder, number 0, Andrew Silverman. First pitch from Eaton. Drops in there for a strike. He brings the curve to open things here, and it's an 0-1 count. This pitch gets contact. It's a high bouncer over to third, taken by Engelhart, thrown to first. And they say the first baseman came off the bag. A close play there, but the throw just a bit off the mark, and Silverman reaches on what I would score as an E5, but they might score it differently as they throw back to first to try and catch Silverman. Now at the plate, the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. Silverman leads off from first. The first pitch to Rothman, big swing and a miss for strike 1. Rothman against Waltham this season, he is 1 for 6 with a strikeout. Silverman thinks about going, decides against it. Oh, they might catch him! And they got him! The hesitation between first and second proves costly. Silverman looked like he was going to take off for second, then looked like he'd stopped. Then he saw the catcher juggled it, so he started again, but then stopped, and then the catcher just gunned him down at first. Rothman slices this one foul. If I'm not mistaken, that should be a 1-2 count. The pitch. That one comes in high for ball 2. Against Eaton, Rothman was 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Pitch. Good contact here out to center. Sliding catch in center field. Great play out in center field by Trent Fuji. We're seeing all kinds of great plays out in center today from both sides. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, up comes the left fielder, number 12, Daniel Villa. Villa takes strike 1. Villa, of course, the hero of yesterday's game against Belmont. He got both a walk-off hit and a game-saving throw out at home. As he bloops this one into center, it's tracked and caught. 2 catches for Fuchi out in center, and that ends the bottom of the first. Through 1 here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, we are scoreless. Brookline 0, Waltham 0. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I will be back with the second inning of this game after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, bringing you the top of the second inning of this Lou Tompkins All-Star League A-Division Tournament of Champions contest. First pitch at the top of the second misses outside for a ball. Charlie Engelman retaking the mound for his second inning of work for Brookline. And at the plate for Waltham is the first baseman, number 13, Dylan Mullane, and he hits one into left. That's going to be a clean single for Mullane. Mullane did not play in the second game between these two at Waltham, but in the last time they played here in Brookline, Mullane was 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs, and he gets another hit there. First pitch to the new batter misses for ball 1. This is the extra hitter, number 11, Drew Anderson. Mullane leads off from first, and the count is 1-0. Pitch catches the inside corner for strike 1. In 2 games against Brookline, Anderson is 1 for 3 with 2 walks, a strikeout, and a stolen base. The 1-1 gets contact. It's a grounder past Rothman, and that's going to go into right field. Everyone reaches safely on the error. Not often you're going to see a mistake in the field from Eli Rothman. He's usually a pretty sure-gloved first baseman. We'll see if Waltham can take advantage of that mistake. Runners at first and second with no outs. Prime chance for Waltham, and coming to the plate is the pitcher, number 6, Cody Eaton. First pitch, he hits a hard grounder to the gap, into the outfield. All the runners hold, but the bases have very quickly been loaded. Now coming to the plate, his first at-bat in a game against Brookline this season, the shortstop, number 4, Will Curley. First pitch, he hits a grounder right back to Engelman. He throws for home to get 1, and that's all they're going to get. Engelman hesitated a bit, throwing for home, but he does get the 1-2 force out. Mullane is out at home, And that's 1 out now. Coming to the plate, the right fielder, number 3, Jamie Schumacher. First pitch is in there for strike 1. This is Schumacher's 3rd game against Brookline, but his first start. He's coming in as a pinch hitter both times against Brookline this season. The 0-1 pitch, and he fouls it to the backstop for strike 2. In those 2 appearances against Brookline, Schumacher is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. A strikeout here would be huge for Engelman as he's trying to get out of yet another big jam against the Waltham offense. Bases loaded, 1 out. Count is 0-2. The pitch misses high and away for ball 1. The 1-2 pitch. He slices it high and foul. Bounces off the trees and towards the bleachers to my left, but looks like everyone's okay. And the count remains 1-2. Pitch. He slices it foul again. Schumacher putting up a fight here. He's fouled off 3 pitches. 2 of them coming with 2 strikes. Another 1-2 pitch. He gets contact this time, and that's going to go through the gap. A run comes in. The runners hold, and Waltham is on the board. Jamie Schumacher, the RBI single, drives in Drew Anderson. Waltham takes the 1-0 lead as we cycle back to the top of the order. Now up with the bases loaded, and 1 out is the second baseman, number 23, Nick Laforest. He takes strike 1. Laforest, his last time up, he grounded out to second to lead off the first inning. It's just the second inning, and he's already batting again. The 0-1, he reaches out and bloops one into shallow center. Golding comes in and catches it, guns it back to the plate, and all the runners hold. Gotta beware that cannon arm of Brage Golding. And Waltham decides not to risk it. It'll be 2 outs. Bases still loaded, and up comes the left fielder, number 2, Connor Scafiddi. First pitch. He gets contact. That's into the field of play, and that's over the shortstop's head. That's going to bring in 1. They're going to try to bring in 2. They're going to throw for second to try and get the tag. They get him! They got Jamie Schumacher at second base to end the inning.
That's not a force.
So that was a single to left. 2 runs score, at least I think they counted the second one. Sort of depends on the timing of things, but I'm pretty sure both runners got across before that tag out at second. You can hear some Waltham fans saying that wasn't a force, and it wasn't. I mean, they're right about that, but I didn't think that was what they called. I thought they called a tag out at second. So Waltham takes the 3-0 lead. And Brookline getting set to come up, hoping for some better results this time. So it'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Brookline as they're looking for their first base runner now in a 3-0 hole. It'll be Martel, Golding, and Levin as Cody Eaton comes back out for his second inning of work. He was remarkable in that first inning. First pitch to Jack Martel is smacked out into left field. That's going to be a clean single to lead us off here in the bottom of the second. One pitch and Brookline has their first base hit. So a runner at first, and now up comes the center fielder, number 11, Brage Golding. Golding showing bunt right from the word go. He's a very effective bunter, but they're throwing back to first to check on Martel, and he dives back safely. Golding still showing bunt. Pitch. He pulls it back and swings, gets a piece of it, but that's a foul ball. Golding is a threat when he bunts, but it looks like they were going for the fake bunt that time. Against Waltham this season, Golding is 1 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. Pitch. He gets contact, and that is going to be foul. Almost snuck one down the right field line. It was just out of the reach of Dylan Mullane. Oh, and 2 the count. Pitch. He gets contact, and this one's going to go into right field cleanly. That's going to be another single. That's one of those hits, and I think we saw Waltham get one of those hits last time where the infielder might be in a different position if there's not a base runner. But it's not like you give him an error. That's just good baseball. First and second now. Brookline starting off well here in the bottom of the second, and up comes the extra hitter, number 16, Jake Levin. First pitch, he shows bunt, pulls back. It's juggled by the catcher. Martel is taking off for third, and he is easily caught at third. Brookline's aggression on the base paths has not been paying off early. So that's 1 out and a runner at second now. Eaton checks on Golding. Pitch. That comes in for, I believe, strike 1. 1-1 the count. Eaton still checking on Golding. The pitch, and Levin stepped out of the box. Was that a ball or was that a timeout? I've had so much confusion early in this game already. This game's going to break my brain, I can just tell. This one skips in low and away. Golding decides not to run on it. Not being overly aggressive here. It's either 2-1 or 3-1. That pitch misses. So, okay, that last one did not count. That one where he stepped out of the box, that didn't count. That was a timeout. So now the count is 3-1, unless I'm mistaken. This one comes in low, and that's ball 4. So back to runners at first and second. Now with 1 out, and up to the plate comes the third baseman, number 9, Sam Polgreen. Eaton the first pitch, in there for strike 1. Against Waltham, Polgreen has played 2 games but had only 1 start. He is 0 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and was caught stealing once. Throw back to second. Golding gets back easily. 0-1 is the count to Polgreen. Runners at first and second. One out here in the bottom of the second. Waltham leads 3-0. Pitch. That one's low and away for ball one. The 1-1 got contact up the middle past the shortstop. Everyone's going to reach safely. Bases now loaded. And now up at the plate is the pitcher hoping to add to his own cause. This is number 2, Charlie Engelman. We got a meeting at the mound for Waltham. Cody Eaton has given up more hits in this inning than he did in his entire 6-inning outing against Brookline the last time he faced them. That said, no runs have come in. Brookline paying the price for the overeager base running earlier this inning. Now the question is, can they get some runs across here, maybe get back in this game? Engelman stepping up to the plate. Eaton with the pitch. Comes inside. Gets away from the catcher, but nobody moves. So that's just going to be ball one. The 1-0. That one misses outside. That's going to be ball two. Engelman doesn't necessarily need a hit to bring in a run. A walk would bring in a run. And with one out, anything short of a double play could bring in a run. As this one comes in low for ball three. 3-0 the count. Brookline just one pitch outside of the strike zone away from getting on the board. A throwback, no, not a throwback to first. The first baseman was not covering. Now what's happening? Is Brookline arguing for a balk? What's happening? This is already one of the most confusing games. I mean, I don't think I've had a game more confusing since one of the umpires had to, use the players' bats to try and measure the batter's box or something. This has been weird so far. A meeting between the officials to try and discuss things. The count is 3-0 to Charlie Engelman with one out. Brage Golding at third. Jake Levin at second, and Sam Polgreen at first. The score is Waltham 3, Brookline 0, with a trip to the semifinals on the line. I am not sure what's going on. A reminder, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan live here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. If you're enjoying the broadcast so far, despite the confusion, be sure to like the video. Feel free to subscribe to the channel to stay on top of my future broadcasts. Feel free to leave comments in the live chat or in the comment section if you're watching this after the fact. You can follow me on social media. Links to my Facebook and Instagram accounts are in the description of the video. And if you want to make any special requests, a game in the future you would like me to cover, or any other special video projects, my email address is also in the video description. So whatever that conference was about, it seems to be over. Brookline's head coach John Busey is talking with the home plate umpire discussing something. I mean, I'm really not sure. Is he arguing for a balk? I really don't know what he's arguing about. That was a pickoff attempt that didn't happen because the first baseman was not covering first. So we've already seen some degree of displeasure with the calls early on from both sides already. I mean, I still stick to my own personal principles. I never advocate speaking out against the umps, just because these guys, just as a whole, are underpaid, underappreciated. There's a national shortage of officials. I'm never going to advocate talking against them because they'll just leave. And then what? This game can't happen without them. I'm not saying don't be unhappy with a call you disagree with. I'm just saying, don't drive these folks away. We need them. The kids need them. This has been a far longer pause than I would have anticipated. I'll be honest. I am really unsure what is going on. So finally, it looks like whatever that was is over. So back to the action. Quick recap. Bases loaded, 1 out, 3-0 count to Engelman. Waltham leads 3-0. We're here in the bottom of the second. A throwback to third now. And nothing doing there. Now the 3-0. Down Broadway for strike one. Eaton is not going to simply hand Brookline their first run with a 4-pitch walk. The count is now 3-1. 3-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss from Engelman, and that's strike two. If Eaton can finish this one here and get out number 2, that would be huge for Waltham. Payoff pitch. He gets contact. This is going out to the outfield. Left fielder's on his horse. That's over Scafiddi's head. This will go for extra bases and extra runs. Engelman trotting down to second. 2 runs are in, and Brookline is back in this ball game. Charlie Engelman with the surprise shot out to left over Scafiddi's head for a stand-up double. Golding and Levin both score, and this is now a 3-2 ball game. Now at the plate with runners at second and third and 1 out, this is the catcher, number 17, Avery Melton. First pitch to Melton is in there for strike one. Eaton checking the runners. The 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll be strike two. Melton, in his 2 games against Waltham, he is 0 for 5 with a pair of strikeouts. This pitch, and he catches him chasing high. That's strike 3. 3-pitch strikeout, and now we're 2 outs with runners at second and third. Up comes the second baseman, number 3, Donnell O'Neill. First pitch, and he chops it high. It's into shallow left. It's being tracked, and it drops! And they're saying that's fair. 2 runs come in. O'Neill's trying to stretch it out to second, and he's safe. I don't believe it. Brookline has the lead. A single to shallow left by Donnell O'Neill. It drops in fair territory in complete no man's land. I thought that was going to be a pop-out to end the inning, but instead it just carries to the perfect spot, and Brookline takes the lead. Now Silverman at the plate with a runner at second and 2 outs. First pitch to him misses inside. That's going to be ball 1. Pitch from Eaton. Big cut here, but right at the shortstop. Nice catch by Curley, ends the inning. But Brookline takes the 4-3 lead after 2. What a wild second inning that was. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan live here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I'll be back with the third inning of this exciting game after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Okay, we are reconnected. My apologies. I don't know why that took so long. Ian Laforest led off the top of the third with a fly out to center. And now we have number 8, Trent Fuji at the plate, and he takes strike 1. Now he's got hard contact here right at the shortstop, taken by Martel. Throw to first, and he gets the out. A nice stretch on the high throw by Eli Rothman at first. The Brookline pitcher, Charlie Engelman, making fast work here in the top of the third. Now coming up to the plate, the third baseman, number 12, John Engelhart. 2 down and the base is empty here in the top of the third. The score right now, Brookline 4, Waltham 3. First pitch to Engelhart, swing and a miss for strike 1. Brookline made the surprise comeback with the bottom half of their lineup with big 2-run hits from Charlie Engelman and Donnell O'Neill. The 0-1 pitch to Engelhart misses inside for ball 1. Engelhart, his last time up, he flew out to center to end the first inning. Pitch here, he gets a piece of it, and that's going to be strike 2. The 1-2 comes in low for ball 2. The 2-2 pitch from Engelman. Gets a piece of it again. That's going to be another foul ball. Engelman has faced big jams in each of the first 2 innings, but now he's on the cusp of sending them down in order here in the third. And he does! Strike 3! Engelhart swings and misses, and Waltham goes down in order for the first time today. The score through 2.5, Brookline 4, Waltham 3. Brookline, as I said, technically the higher seed in this contest. They are the second seed, while Waltham is the third seed. But Waltham won both regular season contests between these two teams. So you could make a very easy argument that Waltham would be the favorite today. And after an explosive top of the second inning, it seemed like things were going to go the way they'd gone the last two times these two faced off. But like I said, Brookline had a surprising comeback there in the bottom half of the second. Due up for Brookline here in the bottom of the third will be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Rothman, Villa, and Martel. Rothman and Villa looking for their first hits of the game. Martel hoping to redeem himself after getting caught trying to steal third back in the second inning. Oh, we actually have a new pitcher. I didn't even realize that. John Engelhart takes over for Cody Eaton here in the third inning. So a new pitcher already. Amongst the other defensive adjustments, Drew Anderson, number 11, now playing first base for Waltham. And it looks like for Waltham, number 10, Travis Tyrone, will take over at third base for Engelhart. So a new pitcher for Brookline to face as they work their second way through the order. Now at the plate, the first baseman, number 10, Eli Rothman. First pitch in there for strike one. Rothman, his last time up, he flew out to center. Now the 0-1 misses away for ball one. 1-1, reaches for a delayed swing. It bounces off of Engelhart's glove, turns around, picks it up, throw to first. Nice recovery by Engelhart for the 1-3 ground out. That's the thing about great defensive plays is it's not going to show up in the box score. I mean, a play like that's just going to show up as 1-3, as if it was a routine grounder, but it was anything but. First pitch to Villa, misses, gets away from the catcher, but the bases are empty. Engelhart did a nice job chasing after the ball after it bounced off his foot and making a nice spinning throw for that first out. The 1-0 is in there for strike one. Villa, his last time out, he also flew out to center. He's looking for his first hit today. The 1-1. That misses low for ball one. The 2-1. That just misses, and that's going to be ball three. A hitter's count here for Daniel Villa. The 3-1 pitch, and that comes in low for ball four. So Villa gets a free pass to first. Brookline will have a runner on first with one out. Up to the plate comes the shortstop, number 6, Jack Martel. Martel, his last time up, he got a single to left, advanced to second, but was later picked off trying to steal third. First pitch here, that misses outside for ball one. One out, a runner at first. Brookline leads Waltham 4-3. Pitch in there for strike one. The 1-1 catches the inside corner for strike 2. 1-2, the count to Martel. Pitch comes in low. That's going to be ball 2. Pitch here, Villa takes off, and it's a dribbler down the first base line. If it stays foul, it stays foul. If that ball had managed to roll back into fair territory, they could have picked it up and maybe thrown Martel out at first or tried to apply the tag. But it stayed in foul territory, so the count remains 2-2. Engelhart steps off the rubber for a sec. Now resets. The 2-2 pitch. He gets contact. It's a dribbler right in front of him. It dies on the grass. Picked up by the catcher. No throw. That's got to be the biggest swinging bunt I've ever seen. An infield single to the catcher by Jack Martel. And runners now at first and second with 1 out for the center fielder, number 11, Brage Golding. Golding got a single through the right gap his last time up and later came in to score Brookline's first run. Pitch here, he slices it high. It's being tracked. It stays in the infield, caught by the shortstop, and that's going to be a quick out number 2. Now coming up, the extra hitter, number 16, Jake Levin. Levin, his last time up, he drew a walk and later came in to score. First pitch. That gets away from the catcher. The runners are taking off. And that's going to be a free pass into scoring position. So Villa to third, Martel to second. A 1-0 count to Levin. The pitch. He slices it foul. Count will be 1-1. Engelhart sets. The 1-1 pitch skips in the dirt, blocked by the catcher this time. Good effort there by Ian Laforest. He knows that if a ball gets past him, there's a good chance Villa comes in to score. The 2-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. 2-2 count, 2 outs, runners at second and third. Brookline nursing a narrow 4-3 lead over Waltham. Pitch misses outside. That'll be ball 3. The payoff pitch, and he slices it high. This will stay in the infield. Anderson's under it, and he's got the catch. A pair of infield pop-ups gets Waltham out of the jam. Engelhart survives his first inning of relief and keeps his team within 1 run. We are through 3 here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'll be back with the 4th inning of this Lou Tompkins All-Star League 17 and under division Tournament of Champions contest. After a brief mute break, stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan bringing you live coverage of this Lou Tompkins All-Star League 17 and Under Division Tournament of Champions game. Hosting Brookline leads, visiting Waltham 4-3 as we start the top of the fourth inning with the Waltham first baseman, original first baseman, number 13, Dylan Mullane. Mullane takes strike one from the first pitch from Brookline's Charlie Engelman. This pitch, he hits a dribbler down the third base side, and it rolls just foul. Smart decision by Sam Polgreen to let that one roll foul. If that stayed fair, that was going to be an infield hit. Mullane, his last time up in the second inning, he got a single to left. He would later be thrown out at home on a fielder's choice, but he started a rally that got Waltham 3 runs. The pitch swung on and missed, and that's going to be strike 3. Now coming to the plate, the original extra hitter, now playing first, number 11, Drew Anderson. Anderson, his last time up, he reached on an E3. Now he takes the first pitch for ball 1. Swings at this one. He chases low, and that'll be a 1-1 count. Pitch. Gets contact here, gets past Engelman, fielded by O'Neill, thrown to first. And Rothman manages to keep his toe on the bag for the 4-3 ground out. I always say there's no such thing as a routine grounder at this level. And that one could have been really close. As instead of Cody Eaton, we now have number 10, Travis Tyrone, at the plate. First pitch, and he hits a high hopper over to second, taken by O'Neill, thrown to first, and that will end the inning. Second straight inning that Engelman has sent the Waltham hitters down in order. He got into some big trouble in the first 2 innings. In the first inning, Waltham put runners on second and third, but left them stranded. In the second inning, they put a rally together and put 3 runs on the board to go up 3-0 at the time. But since Brookline has made their comeback and made it 4-3, since then the Waltham hitters have gone down in order each of the next 2 innings. But we still got plenty of baseball left to play. We still got 3.5 innings to go. John Engelhart returning to the mound for Waltham for his second inning of relief. Due up for Brookline will be Sam Polgreen, Charlie Engelman, and Avery Melton. Engelman, of course, had the big shot back in the second inning that got Brookline's scoring started. He's done a great job adding to his own cause. And for a seldom used underclassman, that's impressive. I mean, Engelman was, during the high school spring season, Engelman was a late call-up to the varsity team as a potential relief pitcher for Brookline High. And this season, like I said, I've only seen him in one other game, but in this one, he's doing pretty well. But for now, leading off, the third baseman, number 9, Sam Polgreen. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. Polgreen got a single up the middle back in the second inning, and he later came in to score. The 0-1 pitch skips in the dirt. That's going to be ball 1. The 1-1 catches the outside corner for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch gets contact here. A weird bounce off the grass, but over to the shortstop. Throw to first, and that's going to be a 6-3 ground out. Seemed like it might take a weird hop after that first contact off the infield grass, but ultimately pretty simple grounder for the Waltham shortstop Will Curley. 1 out, and up steps Charlie Engelman. He swings on the first pitch, hits a dribbler over to third, taken by the third baseman, thrown to first, and that'll be a 5-3 ground out. Engelhart working fast here in the bottom of the fourth as Travis Tyrone gets that force out. Now at the plate with 2 down and nobody on, the catcher, number 17, Avery Melton. Melton, his last time up, he struck out on 3 pitches. This time he gets contact on the first pitch. Slow dribbler to second. 6-3, 5-3, 4-3. I feel like I'm counting down. So both teams go 1, 2, 3 in the 4th inning. And after that quick inning, the score remains the same. Brookline 4, Waltham 3. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and I'll be back with the 5th inning after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan here bringing you the top of the 5th inning of this Lou Tompkins All-Star League 17 and under division Tournament of Champions game between Brookline and Waltham. The first pitch of the inning is outside for ball 1. Charlie Engelman making the start of his 5th inning of work here for Brookline, pitching against the Waltham shortstop, Will Curley. A high bouncer over to short, scooped up by Martel, thrown to first. And a nice throw and a nice stretch for the 6-3 ground out. I gotta say, both sides have actually been doing really good on defense. By my count, I've got 1 error for each team. And for the most part, they've been doing very well. Now this pitch, it's another dribbler, this time over to third. Past Pole Green, I jinxed it. We got a reach on error for number 9, a pinch hitter. This is Tyler Chiasson, who has reached first on the E5. We now cycle back to the top of the order with Nick Laforest. He swings the first pitch, an attempted steal, gets there safely. So 0-1 is the count to Laforest. Chiasson now stands at second. And now it's an 0-2 count. 1 out here in the top of the 5th, and for Waltham, the potential tying run stands at second with the top of the order up. Pitch, big swing and a miss, and that'll be strike 3. Now coming up with 2 outs and a runner on second, number 2, Connor Scafiddi. First pitch, and he swings. It's a grounder, fielded deep by Martel, and he decides not to make the throw. Smart decision, and it's going to be an infield hit for Scafiddi. Chiasson advances to third. The tying run now 90 feet away, and they have Ian Laforest at the plate. Ian Laforest, his last time up, he flew out to center to lead off the top of the 3rd. And before that, he was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. He chops this one high, Paul Green's under it, and he's got it, and that ends the inning. Waltham threatens, but it ends up being a pretty fast inning as the visitors strand runners on the corners. The score through 4.5 is Brookline 4, Waltham 3. For Brookline, Charlie Engelman has now thrown 5 innings. He will be on the hook for the win if the result does not change. And if that were to be the case for Waltham, Cody Eaton would take the loss. But as they say, still plenty of baseball left. 2.5 innings remain in this game that is narrowly separated by a single run. For Brookline, it'll be the 10, 1, and 2 hitters due up. Donnell O'Neill, Andrew Silverman, and Eli Rothman. O'Neill, his last at bat, got a big single to shallow left that it just really could not have been placed much better. Just inside foul territory and just out of reach of all the fielders that were chasing it down. That brought in 2 runs and put Brookline up, the last scoring play that either team has had in this game. Won't be able to drive anything here unless he somehow sends one over the wall. Meanwhile, Silverman and Rothman both looking for their first base hits. Silverman reached on an error by my count in the 1st inning and was later picked off at first, while Rothman has flown out and grounded out. And of course, Silverman lined out to short in his last at bat. So 1 for 1, 0 for 2, and 0 for 2 are the hitting lines for the batters due up for Brookline here in the bottom of the 5th. John Engelhart returns to the mound for another inning of relief. Dylan Mullane back at first for Waltham after Drew Anderson manned the spot for a couple innings. Now batting for Brookline, the second baseman, number 3, Donnell O'Neill. First pitch, first swing, it's a grounder right at the third baseman, thrown to first, and that's going to be a quick 5-3 ground out. O'Neill decided to be aggressive, but his grounder went right to the glove of Travis Terone. He didn't even have to move. He was smartly playing in, and I say smartly because a lot of grounders die on the infield grass here at Warren. First pitch is strike 1 to number 0, Andrew Silverman. Silverman, like I said, 0 for 2, a reach-on error and a line-out. Pitch, that misses low. That's going to be a 1-1 count. If Silverman goes hitless, this would be his first game against Waltham without a hit. That one misses low, And that's going to be ball 2. Pitch. Hard contact here. Grounder fielded by the shortstop, thrown to first, and that's a 6-3 ground out. Hard contact again by Silverman, but once again it is right in the direction of Will Curley. And Curley's been having a nice game at short. He's not going to miss something like that. 2 down really fast here in the bottom of the 5th, and now up with 2 outs and nobody on is Eli Rothman. He takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Rothman 0 for 2 thus far with a fly out to center and a ground out to the pitcher. This pitch, he chops it. It's going to stay in the infield, and Mullane's going to catch it easily. Once again, Brookline down in order. And after another quick inning, this game is absolutely flying by. It's not even 7 o'clock yet, and we're about to head to the 6th inning. The score here at Warren Field: Brookline 4, Waltham 3. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I will be back with the 6th inning after a short mute break. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, live at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the top of the 6th inning of this Lou Tompkins All-Star League 17 and under division Tournament of Champions game. As we get ready to start the 6th inning of this 7-inning contest, 2nd-seeded Brookline leads 3rd-seeded Waltham 4-3. Whoever wins gets an automatic trip to the weekend's semifinal contest at Victory Field in Watertown. And we've got a new pitcher for Brookline that they hope will be able to close things out. This is number 16, Jake Levin. Levin started as the extra hitter for Brookline, so a very easy swap with their starter, Charlie Engelman. But actually, not a simple swap because they're going to move Engelman over to 3rd. So aside from that, I think all the positions are going to remain the same. Rothman at 1st, O'Neill at 2nd, Martel the shortstop, Melton the catcher, Villa in left, Golding in center, and Silverman in right. So Levin takes the pitcher position, Engelman takes 3rd base, and Polgreen gets moved to the extra hitter spot. Leading off now for Waltham here on the top of the 6th, number 8, Trent Fuji. First pitch from Levin comes in high for ball 1. Levin has pitched against Waltham before. He came in as a reliever in the game out at Waltham, the most recent one. He pitched 2 shutout innings with 1 hit, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. This pitch comes in high for ball 2. Fuchi, his last time up, he grounded out to the shortstop in the 3rd inning. Before that, he grounded out to short in the 1st inning. So 2 groundouts to short so far. He's 0 for 2, but he takes that pitch low for ball 3. So a quick 3-0 count as Levin struggling to find the strike zone at the start of his relief outing. The pitch, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Levin a little shaky to start his relief outing. And now coming to the plate with a runner on first and nobody out, number 12, John Engelhart. The pitch in there for strike one. First strike thrown by Levin. Engelhart, of course, the relief pitcher for Waltham. If Waltham were to flip the script this inning and take the lead on Brookline, he could potentially be on the hook for the win as the pitcher. The 0-1 skips in the dirt and gets past Melton. That's going to be a free pass into scoring position for Fuchi. Levin having trouble with his control. So far, it is a 1-1 count to Engelhart. Out of 6 pitches, he's thrown just 1 strike. But there's strike 2 right there as he catches the inside corner. 1-2, the count to Engelhart. Tying run at second. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's a big outget for Jake Levin as he tries to settle in on the mound. Now up, number 13, Dylan Mullane. Fuchi leads off from second. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Pitch. He's got contact. That's through the gap, and that's going to be a single to right. They gun it back into the infield. It gets past Rothman, but the runners all decide to hold. Engelhart advances to third on the single. And there are now runners at the corners with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Coming to the plate now is number 11, Drew Anderson. It's been a walk, a strikeout, and a hit, and we've actually got a pinch hitter here. This is number 7, Ty Connolly. Levin checks on Mullane at first. Now delivers. It's a low pitch for a ball. Mullane takes a strut down to second. And it'll be runners at second and third. There likely would not have been a throw anyway. One and 0, the count to Connolly. The pitch. In there for strike 1. Connolly only played in 1 game against Brookline. That was the contest here at Warren. He was 0 for 3 in that one, and you know he desperately wants a hit here. The pitch. He's got contact. This is out to right, and this is going to drop. This game will be tied. Silverman guns it back into the infield, and they let it get away. The runners are advancing, and Mullane decides to turn around and head back to third. We've got a tie game. Trent Fuji scores, and Waltham knots this game at 4 apiece. Runners still on second and third. One out, runners again on second and third, but now the game is tied. Coming to the plate now is number 10, Travis Tyrone. This pitch is hit. It's a grounder back to O'Neill. He's going to throw for home. They've got him caught in between third and home. They're going to apply the tag. They got him. They throw for third, and it's safe at third. But Brookline gets a second out there on the fielder's choice. Mullane is caught between third and home. But Connolly smartly advances to third. So runners now at the corners with 2 down. Smart play by Donnell O'Neill to catch the lead runner. Now coming to the plate is the shortstop, Will Curley. The go-ahead run is at third. There are 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Runner takes off on the first pitch. They are throwing it to second, but they're cutting it off. So the first pitch was a high ball, and Tyrone steals second. Count is 1-0 to Curley. Pitch. That one comes in low for ball 2. 2-0 the count. Second and third, 2 outs. The pitch comes in low again for ball 3. Levin again struggling to find the zone. The 3-0 pitch comes in low again. That's another 4-pitch walk, this time to Curley. Now coming up is number 9, Tyler Chiasson. Chiasson, his last time up, he reached on an E5. And we got a meeting at the mound here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. This ball game is tied at 4 apiece. Waltham rallying against Brookline's relief pitcher. Levin trying to get out of this with minimal damage. After the meeting with Melton and Busey, Levin stays on the mound. First pitch to Chiasson. In there for strike 1. Levin now sets. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. A big swing from Chiasson for a fraction of a second. I thought he got contact on that. But instead it's an 0-2 count. The 0-2, he hits it, and it rolls foul. Chasson stays alive at 0-2. That would have been an interesting play if it stayed fair. Could have turned into kind of a squeeze single, if you will. But instead, the count remains 0-2. Levin stares in. The 0-2 pitch again. Comes in high. That's going to be ball 1. Well caught by Melton, as if anything gets past him, this could give Waltham the lead. The 1-2. He gets contact, sends it out to center. Golding is tracking it, and he's got it. Waltham leaves the bases loaded, but not before tying the ball game. We're through 5.5 here at Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. And what a ball game it is. All squared. Brookline 4, Waltham 4. Ty Connolly, the pinch hitter, delivering the heroics late with a game-tying single to right to drive in Trent Fuji. John Engelhart comes back out onto the mound. He came in the 3rd inning. So this will be his 4th inning of work as a reliever. He's shut down the Brookline offense thus far. He's been very effective. And he's going to be facing the meat of the order, the 3, 4, 5 hitters, Villa, Martel, and Golding. Villa so far is 0 for 1 with a walk. Martel is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles and has been caught stealing once. and Golding is 1 for 2 with a run scored. No runs separate these two teams as we head into the bottom of the 6th. All tied at 4 apiece. Leading off for Brookline is number 12, Daniel Villa. First pitch in there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Here comes the pitch. And that one misses low for ball 1. Villa was the hero yesterday. He had the walk-off hit in the 8th inning, and he also had a big play on defense. Can he start something here? He fouls it into the backstop. Count is 1-2. Pitch, that comes in low. That'll be ball 2. 2-2, now the count. Villa is 0 for 1 with a flyout and a walk. 2-2 pitch. He gets contact, hard contact, fielded by Curley, thrown to first, and they got him. Curley has been a vacuum at the shortstop position for Waltham. Plenty of well-hit balls have come his way, but he's been making it look easy. 1 out now, and up comes Brookline's shortstop, number 6, Jack Martel. He's got a single to left, an infield single to the catcher, and he chops this one high and foul. Little more to his left, and that would have dropped perfectly into right field for a single, but just curved a little too much. It'll be an 0-1 count. The 0-1 pitch, that misses low and away for ball 1. Gets away from Laforest, but no runners on, so no damage. We have our first comment in the live chat from David Schumacher. Good game, and I could not agree more. This is the kind of playoff tension that makes you love baseball. 1-1. Misses outside. That'll be a 2-1 count to Martel. I encourage anyone watching to also leave their own messages in the live chat. Feel free to cheer on your favorite teams, your favorite players. Leave any kind of feedback about my broadcast if there's something you wished I did better or differently, as that pitch missed to make it a 3-1 count now to Martel. Engelhart sets. Pitch. Big swing and a miss. Got Martel chasing. That'll be strike 2. Brought the off speed with that one, and it just dropped off the table. Full count now to Martel. Payoff pitch. Gets contact. It skipped weird off the mound, and they could not chase it down in the middle. That's going to be a single for Martel, his 3rd hit of the day. And they're going to send out a pinch runner for Martel. And we'll see when he turns around. This is number 54, Ryan Kravitz. I don't blame the decision here. Martel, for as good a hitter and fielder as he is, he's definitely one of the slower base runners, as seen when he got caught trying to steal 3rd. At the plate now with a runner at first and 1 out is number 11, Brage Golding. First pitch to Golding is in there for strike 1. Golding 1 for 2 so far today with a base hit, I believe a pop out, and a run scored. Throw back to first again, and Kravitz dives back. I mean, when you've got a pinch runner in a tie ball game, you know what they put him in there to do. Count still 0-1 to Golding. Pitch. Big swing and a miss. That'll be strike 2. We can see off in the distance some action in the Brookline bullpen. It looks like Jack Martel is warming up. The 0-2 pitch to Golding. That skips in low, gets away from the catcher for a second, but Kravitz decides to hold. It'll be a 1-2 count now to Golding. Engelhart sets the 1-2. That comes in low for ball 2. Golding trying to work his way back in the count. It is now 2-2. A throw back to first again, and again Kravitz is back safely. Two and two, 1 out, runner on first. Tie ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch, and he gets a piece of it and stays alive. Count still 2-2. Engelhart throws back to first, and that one was close, but Kravitz just manages to dive back. If Engelhart had managed to lead Mullane towards the runner just an inch more, that would have been a tag out. But that's a lot easier said than done, so who am I to say anything? 2-2, still the count. Kravitz still with a big lead, and he's taking off. And Golding's got contact. It's a dribbler over to first, fielded by Mullane. He goes for the tag, and that will be out number 2. So it'll be 2 outs with a runner on second now. And coming to the plate, the relief pitcher, number 16, Jake Levin. Levin hoping to do something here. His last time up, he popped out to first. And that one ended the 3rd inning. Now he takes strike 1. Kravitz, the pinch runner, stands at second. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th. All squared at 4 apiece. Engelhart fires and hits him. And Kravitz tried to take off for third, and the ump had to remind him, no, that's a dead ball. You can't do that. But now we've got runners at first and second. And up comes number 9, Sam Polgreen. First pitch, catches the low corner for strike 1. Polgreen scored Brookline's first run against Belmont to tie the game and send it to extras. Can he provide some heroics here? 2 outs, runners at first and second. The pitch misses outside, ball 1. The 1-1 misses just low for ball 2. This is what playoff baseball is supposed to be. Can you feel the tension in your bones right now? 2 outs, runners on first and second. 2-1, the count to Polgreen. Pitch. That one comes in low again for ball 3. 3-1 now the count. The go-ahead run stands at second. A throw back to first, and Levin gets back safely. Crafty move there by Waltham. They had Mullane try and sneak up behind Levin for an easy pickoff play, but they didn't get it. Count remains 3-1 to Polgreen. Engelhart the pitch. In there for strike 2. Count is now full. Payoff pitch from Engelhart. The runners go, and it misses. Ball 4. Polgreen with nerves of steel as he watches the payoff pitch come in just outside to load the bases. We got a meeting at the mound with Engelhart. Due up with the bases loaded and 2 outs in a tie ball game will be the starting pitcher and current third baseman, number 2, Charlie Engelman. Engelman, of course, he got the big double to deep left that started Brookline's scoring back in the 2nd inning. Drove in 2 runs there. Does he have another big hit in him with this at bat? Waltham sticking with Engelhart. They trust in him to get out of this jam. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. A walk brings in a run, a hit brings in a run, but any kind of out ends the inning. Engelhart sets the 1-0 pitch, and he chops it high. Is it going to stay in play or is it going to go out? Out of play, and Engelman is safe for now. You could see Ian Laforest was looking for it. He thought he had the pop, maybe had the pop out to end the inning, but it floats just out of play. 1-1 the count. Pitch, and he chops it again. This one's going out of play once again. That's going to be strike 2. Pitch. He's got contact. Will this drop? It drops! Brookline's got the lead again! Charlie Engelman! 2 runs in. Brookline's back on top. Charlie Engelman, where have you been all season? 2 big 2-run hits. He's produced 2/3 of Brookline's offense, and they are once again up 6-4. Ryan Kravitz and Jake Levin both score on that one. Polgreen advances to 3rd. And now coming up, I believe, the catch should be the catcher, number 17, Avery Melton. Still 2 outs, runners on the corners. But we've actually got a pinch hitter. It's not Melton, it is number 13, Conrad Wickman. Wickman, usually a starter for Brookline, but today being used as a pinch hitter. Pitch. That one comes inside for a ball. Engelhart sets the pitch. That's a strike. So 1-1, I believe, is the count to Wickman, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout this season against Waltham's pitchers. This pitch, he takes a swing and a miss. That'll be strike 2. Bit of a delayed swing as that ball subtly dipped into the high end of the strike zone. A throw back to first to check on Engelman. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and that ends the inning. Brookline strands runners on the corners, but Charlie Engelman is the hero again. A 2-out single to right center to drive in 2 and give his team back the lead 6-4. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan, and Brookline is 3 outs away from the semifinals. And they are going to bring out a new pitcher, number 6, Jack Martel. It's going to be a simple 1-for-1 swap. Martel moves from shortstop to pitcher, while Levin moves from pitcher to shortstop. Due up for Waltham is going to be the top of the order, Nick Laforest, Connor Scafiddi, and Ian Laforest. The score is Brookline 6, Waltham 4. Martel started the game out in Waltham during the regular season. He went 4 innings, gave up 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, a hit by pitch, and had 1 strikeout, and he took the loss as the starting pitcher. He'll be hoping for a better result here as he comes in to try and make the save. Despite being pinch hit for, Avery Melton remains behind the plate. Leading off for Waltham here in the top of the 7th, number 23, should be number 23, Nick Laforest. First pitch, and this one is skied out to center. Golding is under it, and he's got the catch. That was actually a pinch hitter. That was number 1, Alex Morales. So the pinch hitter flies out to center field on the first pitch. And we've got 1 out. Now up is number 2, Connor Scafiddi. Martel the pitch. Comes in high for ball 1. The 1-0 in there for strike 1. The 1-1 gets contact here. It's a grounder into the infield, taken by Levin, thrown to first, and they beat him. A 6-3 ground out. Brookline is 1 out away from advancing to the semifinals. They've lost each of their last 2 games to Waltham. They got swept in the regular season, but can they win the biggest matchup of them all? Now up is Ian Laforest. He swings on the first pitch. It gets past Engelman and into left field. This game will go on. Ian Laforest comes in aggressive. Singles to left on the first pitch and keeps hope alive. Tying run at the plate, and it is number 8, Trent Fuji. Martel, the pitch, comes in high for ball 1. The pitch is fouled to the backstop. 1-1, now the count to Fuchi. The 1-1 pitch just misses low and away. That'll be ball 2. Now the 2-1. He's got contact. It's past Engelman again. This is another single to left. 2 runners on now, and the tying run is on first base. Up now is number 12, John Engelhart. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. Jack Martel trying to get that last out to give his team the win. The 1-0 in there for strike 1. Hard to say if Engelhart went around or if that was in the zone anyway, but either way, count now 1-1. 2 down, runners on first and second. Brookline leads 6-4. The pitch. That one misses just outside, ball 2. The 2-1 pitch, checks his swing, and that comes in low for ball 3. 3-1. Martel checks the runners. The 3-1 pitch, in there for strike 2. Full count, 2 outs, 2-run ball game, 2 men on. A trip to the semifinals on the line. The payoff pitch, swung and missed, and that's the ball game. Brookline's heading to Watertown. Your final score here at Warren Field, Brookline 6, Waltham 4. Brookline avenges the regular season sweep and comes away with a huge victory to advance them to the A Division semifinals. They will next be playing on Saturday at Victory Field in Watertown, Massachusetts. And what a game it has been. I don't think you can take anything away from either team after a contest like that. You know, some really clutch offensive plays on both sides, some great defensive plays on both sides. You know, it's almost a shame someone had to lose this game. I mean, Waltham was really threatening there with 2 outs. I mean, 2 back-to-back hits with 2 outs to put the tying run on first base, and then you work a 3-on-1 count and potentially load the bases. They were threatening. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Before I wrap things up here at Warren Field, just a reminder, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Feel free to leave whatever comments you would like, either in the live chat or the regular comments section. Follow me on social media, links to Facebook and Instagram in the description. Email me if you want a game covered or a highlight video made. My email address is in the description as well. And with that out of the way, let's wrap up this thriller of a contest. For a long time, the second inning was the only source of any scores. Waltham put together a nice rally, loaded the bases with no outs, and while a fielder's choice at home prevented any scores, a single through the left gap by Jamie Schumacher drove in Drew Anderson for the game's first run. And then 2 batters later, Connor Scafiddi hit a single to left that scored both Cody Eaton and Will Curley to make it 3-0. But then Schumacher, trying to dive back after advancing to second, he tried to dive back to the bag but was tagged out to end the inning. It was a little controversial. Waltham wasn't happy about the call, but we moved on. In the second inning, Brookline put its own rally together, loaded the bases with 1 out, and then Charlie Engelman, the seldom-used starting pitcher, hit a double to deep left that scored Brage Golding and Jake Levin to cut the lead to 1. And then 2 batters later, Donnell O'Neill, the number 10 hitter, known mostly for scoring runs rather than driving them in, he blooped a single to shallow left, just perfectly placed in no man's land, and that brought in Sam Polgreen and Engelman, and that made it 4-3. for a while, that was the only score we had in this ball game as the pitchers kind of took over. Engelman remained on the mound. John Engelhart took over for Cody Eaton and pitched fantastically for a while, as neither team could put any runs on the board. That is until the top of the 6th inning. Jake Levin came in to relieve Engelman, and things almost went to absolute disaster for Levin, as he allowed runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, and a single to right by Ty Connolly brought in the tying run. That was Trent Fuji who scored, and that made the game 4-4. Travis Terone grounded into a fielder's choice. O'Neill made a very smart play throwing for home and catching Dylan Mullane between 3rd and home for a big out there, and then 2 batters later, Levin managed to get himself out of the jam, having only allowed them to tie the game. Then in the bottom of the 6th inning, Brookline put its own rally together. A 1-out single up the middle by Jack Martel, his 3rd hit of the game. He went a perfect 3 for 3, yet didn't score a single one of Brookline's runs, ironically, as in this instance he was pinch run by Ryan Kravitz. 2 batters later, a hit by pitch by Levin and a walk by Polgreen loaded the bases. And then Charlie Engelman again, a 2-out single to right center, scored both Kravitz and Levin, made the score 6-4, and that was all she wrote. Jack Martel came in to get the save, and despite a pair of back-to-back 2-out hits, he finished the job. So, in a weird bit of a twist, Jake Levin ends up with both a blown save and the win on the mound, where, although again, there might be some statistical technicalities, but I'm pretty sure Levin gets the win. Martel gets the save. The loss goes to John Engelhart, which is unfortunate because, like I said, he was giving a really strong relief outing up until that 6th inning. But what a weird twist. Both teams only scored in 2 different innings. Both teams scored in the 2nd, and both teams scored in the 6th. Brookline just always seemed to have a response. So for now, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, signing off. I'll see you all in Watertown on Saturday.